Welcome back. Happy Manga Monday. And if you're new here, hi, hello, welcome. My name is Zoe and this is my channel, Ms. Manga, where I talk a lot about manga. And today I just thought, new year, the channel's gotten a lot of new followers over that time, and which I just want to say thank you very much. And if you're watching and haven't subscribed yet, you could be one of the lovely people I am thanking right now. So yeah, and I thought it was a good opportunity to kind of go over some of my absolute favorite anime and manga. So it's not only that I love these manga and anime, I think they have good stories and good characters that I really love, but they all really mean something to me. Like, I either watch them at a point where they made me fall back in love with anime or manga, or I just have such an attachment to them. Like, it just really yeah, so the point I'm trying to make is I'm gonna be fangirling over these series. These are series that mean a lot to me. I just, yeah, like when I thought about what are the manga and anime and more that means something to me, then these are the ones that I thought of. And yeah, leave in the comments below, what are your series that you could fangirl or fanboy over endlessly? I love to hear what are those series for other people, because I think fangirling gets a bad rep, but when you really are excited and passionate and love something so much, you can't help but just want to let everyone know and hopefully get them to watch or read or experience the thing you love so much. And you want to find other people to share your excitement and love and passion with, who also love these things. So yeah, if you also love any of the ones I mentioned, please tell me below. I really can't wait to talk about these, so let's get into it. I'm going to be kind of going chronologically. It's hard to remember, actually. It blurs on which one was first, so I'm just, yeah, but basically it's kind of chronological. So obviously I'm going to start with the one that made my childhood. It's the biggest nostalgic love I have. I couldn't make a list fangirling without talking about Digimon. So Digimon was my childhood, and then I revisited it. Wow, that's a really tricky thing to say. But yeah, I watched it again in college between my junior and senior year. This summer I was working at college, and I probably went through one of the worst depressive episodes I ever have gone through. And for some reason I was just on Amazon, and the first season DVD popped up, and I was like, oh, okay, I could make an order. I haven't watched Digimon in a while. But yeah, I spent that summer just watching Chopped on the Food Network and Digimon. And yeah, Digimon just really started to make me feel like myself again and bring me out of it, because I was just really feeling detached and depressed, honestly. So it not only is a huge childhood nostalgia for me, but it helped me through a really hard time in my life. So yeah, I doubly love it. Is it flawless? Is it beyond criticism? Of course not. The dub, especially, is a piece of trash. I will say that off the bat. Rewatching it, every time I rewatch it, I'm just especially the beginning half. They kind of settle down and stop ad-libbing and putting so much jokes in as it goes on. But the beginning, they just a mile a minute have to make some cringy ass joke, and I'm just stop it, stop. Just let the show play out, But yeah, I'm gonna just tell you a little summary. By the way, I got these summaries off of Amazon. Basically, I like to have a little bit of a blueprint for what I want to say, because my mind is thinking of 20 different things when I'm trying to do these videos. So sometimes it's just nice to have the bare bones that I need to tell people about if you don't already know about these series. So yeah, in Digimon, 7 kids are transported to a strange digital world where they make friends with Digimon, creatures born to defend their world from various evil forces, including Devilmon and his Black Gears, which is the first hurdle for these Digidestined. And to stay safe and protect each other in the digital world, they must band together and keep moving through the digital world. Eventually, the threats from the digital world are not only contained to that world, but Digimon actually cross over a dimensional gate from the digital world to enter Earth, our world, the real world, you know, whatever. So the Digidestined must take the battles back to their home and find the missing 8th child, the missing 8th Digidestined, before this new Digimon threat, Myotismon, does. And yeah, that's my favorite arc, is when they go back to the real world, and it's so good. And they don't like at least dub out the Japanese names and different things, so that's nice. Yeah, so it's just a really straightforward fantasy journey where these 7 kids are trying to get back home, keep getting, you know, introduced to new threats that they have to work together to overcome, and then the threats come into their own world, and then, you know, so the battle goes to Earth, which I think is just such a fun, different way of mixing things up, and it makes the threats feel real again because their parents are involved. There's other people, like random strangers are involved in like Digimon battles now. So like, yeah, I really love it. It's great. And if you want to hear, you know, more of the nostalgic shows that I really loved from my childhood, I did make a really long ass video talking all about them. So you can check that out if you like. And if not, we're moving on to my second childhood true love and the manga that I would say made me fall in love with manga, and that was Fruits Basket. So Fruits Basket is a fantasy romance, essentially, but there's so much more going on. Like, you have family drama, you have past childhood trauma, you have mysteries, you have just so like many funny moments, especially in the beginning. I always say it takes like a shift around volume 6, and it starts off so like cheeky and funny, and like everything, even the like supernatural fantasy elements are kind of played for laughs, and then it kind of then there's a reveal and things kind of take a more serious turn, and you're like, oh no, this family be fucked up. The Soma family needs help, but don't worry, because Toru is there to help them. So yeah, let's get into the summary. So after a family tragedy turns her life upside down, plucky high schooler Toru Honda takes matters into her own hands and moves out into a tent. Unfortunately for her, she pitches her new home on private land belonging to the mysterious Soma clan, and it isn't long before the owners discover her secret. But as Toru quickly finds out when the family offers to take her in, the Somas have a secret of their own. When touched by the opposite sex, they turn into the animals of the Chinese zodiac. So yeah, like I said, it's kind of played more for laughs and this crazy kooky thing that can happen. And we have the Soma members who you can already tell like have issues between themselves, especially Kyo and Yuki, our main boys. And they like butt heads and they don't seem to like each other. So there's drama, but it's mostly played for laughs. And then, like I said, there's like this reveal in volume 6, and it gets a bit more serious. It never loses its charm or funny moments or funny lines. I mean, especially Ritsu, he's a riot. But you know, Toru has great funny moments, and you know, so do some of the others. But it definitely like gets a bit more serious and a bit more intense, and I really love that. I love both tones of this manga. I even love both art styles, even though I definitely prefer when Natsuki Takaya's art changes from when she first starts Fruits Basket to like a little bit in, and it changes to a kind of softer style, which I really like. But yeah, there's also an anime out there. I have not watched the anime yet. I watched the old school anime and I was livid because the ending, quote unquote ending, completely disregards what's happening in the manga. I mean, the manga hadn't even been finished at that point, but even to the point that I was like, this isn't, what are you doing? This isn't right. Like, it felt so unnatural, and it doesn't really follow along with the manga, which is a lot of what happened back then with anime. But now the animes are coming back, like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and now this new Fruits Basket, where they're really being true to the source material, and I appreciate that. I think the art animation of Fruits Basket looks gorgeous, and I know someday I'll watch it. I just like, I'm not pressed for it. You know, there's a lot of anime out there. I only have so much time, and I already know the story of this one, so it's kind of like, but yeah, I would be more than happy to, because I love this story. I revisit the story, reread it every couple of years. I'm kind of due for another reread, honestly. Like, it's been a minute. And it always just makes me feel better. It always makes me cry a little bit, and it always makes me feel warm inside. I don't know, you know, when a series just has that feel-good vibe to it. I mean, despite all the tears and the drama, it's really a feel-good story at its core and in the end. So yeah, I definitely recommend you check it out. All right, moving on. So this again was like hard to know exactly when I fell for each of these. They're around the same time, but on the one side we had shoujo, and we had drama and angst and romance, and on the other side we had Full Metal Alchemist, the shonen energy and the battles and action and fantasy, and it was super fun. So I got into both of these when around the same time when I was a teenager, and I did watch the original Full Metal Alchemist. I have since read all of the manga, so I do know how the story's actually supposed to end. I think it's really great. Though I didn't mind the anime, but that could be, unlike Fruits Basket, I hadn't read as far into the manga yet as I had with Fruits Basket. I think my library only had like the first like 4 or 5 volumes. So I read that, and then I watched the anime. And then later on I got the box set, and it like reinvigorated my love for it, because it's so good. It's such a good shonen. Like, if I had to pick a complete shonen, like manga, because I'm going to talk about my favorite shonen anime in a minute, don't worry about it. But if I had to pick a favorite shonen manga series to recommend to people, it would be Full Metal Alchemist. I'm such a geek about how good this is. Like, how seriously stinking good this is. This story just never quits. It goes 100% all the way through. There's never a dull moment. There's never a wasted plot or character or anything. It all comes together. It's beautiful. It's so perfect. It's so well done. And yeah, so let's talk about the summary. Let's bag it up. I know, see, this is my problem. I think of 20 million things. So if you don't already know what Full Metal Alchemist is about, the world of Full Metal Alchemist is one where people can use alchemy, the mystical power to alter the natural world, something between magic, art, and science. When 2 brothers, Edward and Alphonse Elric, dabbled in this power to grant their dearest wish, one of them lost an arm and a leg, and the other became nothing but a soul, locked into a body of living steel. Now to get Al's body back, they're after the ultimate alchemical treasure, the Philosopher's Stone. So while they're on their individual quest to find the Philosopher's Stone, which should be able to grant them the power, because alchemy is kind of like you get one thing in return for giving something else. So when they tried to fulfill their greatest wish, the price was too high to fulfill their wish, essentially. I don't want to spoil things. I mean, it's right off the bat, but still. And then the cost was so great that they lost so much. And yeah, so it's really tragic, and you know, poor little poor little babies. But yeah, so on this individual quest they have to get the Philosopher's Stone, they're also working together with the like military equivalent of alchemists. So they're kind of sent on missions or do things for them. And we get to see that political drama from that. We get to see some real, I mean, they don't shy away from atrocities of war from the past, and the situations that happened in the past, consequences that are now being faced in the present from victims of this war that had happened. And now there's like more war brewing. So, you know, it's political drama. It's really touches on like our humanity and our, you know, different cultures and like how they're treated. It's got a lot to say, and it says it pretty well in my opinion anyway. I mean, I'm no scholar and I'm not full Metal Alchemist scholar here, but it's really good. You know, it's fun and action-packed and engaging, but it's also very serious and heavy topics it tackles with heart and with care. And yeah, I just think the marriage between these things are so good. Like, seriously, like if you haven't watched or read Full Metal Alchemist, do yourself a favor, get on that. Moving on to my teenagehood, my young adolescence, we have a pivotal moment when I discovered Nana. So I first watched the anime, and though I love both the anime and the manga, I have a softer spot for the anime because the music, I really love the music. I don't know, I don't hear people talking about the music that much from Nana. I mean, it's an older anime, so like maybe they did back in the day, but like, I don't know, like can we just appreciate some of their music? I don't think I can like share much of it, but like, it's so nice. I don't know. Yeah. So obviously the story, a large amount of it is about up and coming musicians. So like the music plays an integral role. And I think like the anime really does a good job with it. But let's go back to the summary of Nana. So a chance meeting on a train in Tokyo sends two girls named Nana on a collision course with destiny. This is essentially the story of two 20-year-old women who share the same name. Even though they come from completely different backgrounds, they somehow meet and become best friends. They do have very different personalities, as you will hear. So there is Nana Hachi Komatsu. She has endured an unending string of boyfriend problems, and moving to Tokyo, she hopes to take control of her life and put all those messy misadventures behind her. She's looking for love, and she's hoping to find it in the big city. She just has a big heart. She really wants that fairy tale romance, and as a kid, like as a teen who was very much obsessed with boys and wanting to find love, I totally related to Hachi. Like I totally understood it. Anyway, I really love Hachi for her earnestness. And yeah, so speaking of the other Nana, Nana Osaki is, on the other hand, cool, confident, and focused. She swaggers into town and proceeds to kick down the doors to Tokyo's underground punk scenes. She's got a dream and won't give up until she becomes Japan's #1 rock and roll superstar. Nana is badass. She is cool incarnate. Like, just look at her designs. Like, she's amazing. She is the moment. She is transcendent of time and place. Like, I wish I could be a quarter as cool as Nana Osaki is. Like, fuck, she's so awesome. I love her. I have thought about getting a lotus tattoo on my arm like her because I am that much in love with this bitch. Like, speaking of in love with, my actual honest to god favorite character is Shin. He is my baby. I want to protect him and hold him and never let anyone hurt this little precious baby. He's funny. He has a kind of a sad circumstances when we are introduced to him. He is very much hoeing himself out, and there's some interesting interactions. I shouldn't like the person he gets entangled with, but I really do. I really like them together. I can't lie. I know as an adult woman, it is fucked the fuck up. But as a teenager, it was all like, oh my God, this is meant to be. It's beautiful. I love it. But yeah, we don't ever see what comes of this, sadly, because Ayazawa, the creator of Nana, has been on a permanent hiatus with this series. She has cited serious health issues, concerns, and is not able to work on Nana at the moment, and it's been going on for a while. So I don't know if we'll ever get an ending of Nana, and it always makes me sad to talk about, especially because she left it on some real low notes for most of these characters, I feel. But yeah, still, like, she's amazing. Amazing. I talked about it in Neighborhood Story, which is her latest work that's come out. It's, you know, an old work from her. It's not new, but it's new to us, US American consumers. It's finally published in English. God, thank God. Thank you, Viz. Viz is now God. But anyway, so she is amazing at doing characters. I also think Fruits Basket is really well done in characters, but there's something about Nana's characters and all of Ayazawa's characters that feels so three-dimensional, so realistic. Like, I don't know what it is, but she just breathes life into these characters, and you feel for them, you root for them, you really want to slap them when they do something stupid, but you understand it at the same time, and it's just like, oh yeah, it just, like, at least for me personally, it just, these characters are like my friends, like they're real people in front of me. It's, yeah. And yeah, like, I saw music's great, fashion, the art, it's lovely, the characters are amazing. I seriously recommend you go get your heart ripped out and watch the anime or read the manga, and yeah, enjoy. And that leads us into my next fangirl fave, Attack on Titan. I have to just take a minute to be like, I love this animation. It's so good. This series, I feel such bittersweet emotions. Like, literally thinking about it is making me tear up that it's over. It's been 10 years of my life and it is over. Emotional. I want to do a deep dive on Attack on Titan, but I'm currently in the middle of reading the manga because I've never read the manga. I've only watched the anime. I started with the anime and I just felt like I had to see it through. Like, I wanted to see where the anime's vision was going, and now I want to read the original source material. So that's what I'm doing currently. But yeah, expect a deep dive from me most likely this year. So yeah, hopefully you'll enjoy. But yeah, the animation is just so good. I love seeing the, like, maneuvering equipment. I forget what it's called, but when they fight the Titans and stuff, it is sick. The score makes everything like 100% more intense and thrilling, and oh, your heart races. Like, it's so good. It's really good. And I credit Attack on Titan with getting me back into anime. I was in college, like, it had been 2 years since I'd watched much anime. I think then, I don't remember how I stumbled upon this Attack on Titan anime, and I was like, oh damn, I love anime again. Like, it was immediate. It was like instantaneous. This is amazing. This is what anime is. Like, yeah. Anyway, let's back it up to the story again. So let's rewind and I'll give you the summary of Attack on Titan if you somehow don't know. In this post-apocalyptic sci-fi story, humanity has been devastated by the bizarre giant humanoids known as Titans. Little is known about where they come from or why they are bent on consuming mankind. Seemingly unintelligent, they have roamed the world for years, killing everyone they see. For the past century, what's left of man has hidden in a giant three-walled city. People believe their 50-meter-high walls will protect them from the Titans. But the sudden appearance of an immense Titan is about to change everything. So our story begins when that giant immense Titan appears, and we follow 3 kids Eren, Mikasa, and Armin, who are close friends, and see up close the carnage caused when this giant titan, later referred to as the Colossal Titan, destroys the wall. This leads our essentially main protagonist, Eren, to vow to get revenge and kill every last Titan. He had already wanted to join the Survey Corps, which is one of the 3 branches of essentially their like military power. The Survey Corps explores outside human territory to hostile areas inhabited by the Titans, hoping to expand or, you know, find out some clue to how to, you know, stop the Titans or what causes the Titans or, you know, whatever. Then you have the garrison, which patrols and maintains the walls themselves, keeping Titans out and acting as the first to engage if Titans breach the walls, which we see when the story begins. And then you have the inner sanctum, the military police brigade. They are the top cream of the crop. They are housed within the most inner wall and essentially protect the king. They protect the government. They protect the most rich and highfalutin, fancy, entitled ass people. So we get so much political drama from this show, so much. Like, it's mirroring a lot of what happens, you know, with the real world and corrupted governments and how they, you know, use people. And early on, Eren mentions how hypocritical it is that if you become the best of the best when you're training and you become the top 10, you get to pick whatever position you want, whichever, you know, Survey Corps, garrison, or police brigade. And most people would automatically want to pick the police brigade because it's the safest choice. You get to live in the most inner sanctum. You are protected, and all you do is patrol around people. You know, you don't have to engage with Titans, like, ever. That's the idea anyway. So you're safe. And he says how hypocritical it is that the best, because they're scored at their ability to use the maneuvering equipment and kill Titans, so those best fighters are just going to be keeping themselves safe and not engaging with Titans. But, you know, I understand on the other hand why you would want to. I mean, the fear of the Titans, you know, being eaten is very real. Like, we see it very early on. So, you know, I understand both sides, and that's what this show is all about. It is seeing the perspective of both sides of every argument you can think of and every, like, global political issue that ever, you know, arises. We see both sides of it, and we understand where both sides are coming from usually in the end. And I love shows like that make you think, that make you, like, you know, try and be like, okay, but like, why are they doing this? And then they show you why they're doing this. They're not just one-dimensional bad guys who, you know, did this to, you know, so this would happen. They are, like, fleshed out real people with real motivations, real goals, and real reasons for doing shitty things. And yeah, I mean, that's life. That's life for you. So yeah, Attack on Titan, well, at least for me, it definitely was like a magnifying glass on life itself. Just instead of, you know, the usual shit we deal with on a day-to-day basis, there's Titans in the mix. It's a little supernatural element, but yeah, it's great. Like I began, the animation is amazing. I slightly preferred the beginning, but that's probably because I just got used to it, and I hate when they change it midway through a series. No shade to Mappa. It just bugged me. But yeah, I really still think the animation is good. I didn't feel as much like that during the movies than I did with the last season of the anime. So maybe it had, you know, been enough time, enough distance that I was like, oh, I'm okay with it now. It, like, takes a lot of, like, paying attention because they'll have like flash forwards and flashbacks and flash sidewayses, and you know, there's a lot of people that that the story follows, and a lot of information to take in. So yeah, it's not a series that you can just put on in the background and enjoy. Like, you have to pay attention. Like, you will miss a lot if you don't pay attention. Like, so yeah, it's a very involved series, but seriously, it's worth the watch. Go watch it. I am also loving the manga. I think the manga is great, and but obviously, like, fighting action scenes being animated, I just think it's superior. But yeah, either way, just go check the series out. It's so good, so good. And oh, I didn't even talk about the best character ever, Levi. He is amazing. Levi is the GOAT. He is so badass, so OP. He's my favorite character by far. And oh yeah, if you want me to do fangirling over my favorite characters, which does differ, sometimes my favorite characters are from my favorite series that I'll be talking about in this video. But I realize sometimes I just have a favorite character from another series that I like. I enjoy that series, but what I love most is that character. And yeah, so I have a lot of characters specifically I could fangirl over as well. If you want to see that video, please like this video and or comment below that you'd like to see that, because I would love to do that as well. I love a good fangirling moment where I can just go off about the things I love so much and am passionate about. Yeah, as you could probably tell from this long ass video. I do apologize about that, by the way. But hey, we're like halfway through, and let's talk about one of my favorite anime moments. This is the only one that doesn't have a manga equivalent. It didn't come from a manga that I know of. I'm pretty sure it's just an original anime. Oh wait, I take that back. There is a movie as well. So this is the only series, and that is Beyond the Boundary. I do not hear enough about this, and I really wanted to talk about it, A, because I love it so dang much. I love everything about this series, and B, I just feel like it's overlooked and not talked about, and nobody either watches it or cares, because I just like, I don't know, what's the dealio? Please comment if you love this series like I do, because I just think it's so good. It's so cute. It's so sad. It's so every emotion in the freaking universe. It's and it's just, yeah. The animation is amazing because it's from Kyoto Animation. So, summary of Beyond the Boundary. As the last surviving member of her clan, Mirai Kuriyama was born with the ability to control her blood and wield it as a weapon. A power so terrifying, she's been cursed and cast out for the rest of her days. On the other hand, Akihito Kanbara's blood is only half human. And while the healing abilities of the monstrous half of his lineage let him recover from any wound, it also dooms him to an eternal life alone. Perhaps it's more than just chance that has brought them together, for there are few bonds in creation as enduring as those written in blood. Now, in a world where the creatures of legend are real and nightmarish monsters tread the earth, they will seek out their destiny together. This fantasy has everything. Great action moments, great romance, great cast of side characters. I love every character that comes into it. A great twist where if you watch just the series, it was 12 episodes with one like prelude episode, like a episode 0 essentially, but it's like kind of the 13th episode. But anyway, so if you just watch the series, it actually ends hopeful and like, oh, this is like cool. But there's also a movie, and then the movie kind of takes us in a dark turn of events, but ultimately it ends good. But yeah, it's interesting because like if you just watch the series, you're like, oh yeah, that's nice. You have to watch the movie. You have to. But like, I love it so much. I think like I need to rewatch it. I like talking about it. Every time I talk about it, every time I tell somebody to watch it, I'm like, I need to rewatch it. It's so good. Yeah, I love fantasy series if you hadn't noticed, and this one is just, yeah, it's just I love Mirai. She is so like, I mean, she's kind of that quintessential like quirky character, like, oh, she's so silly goofy, she tripped over her feet, but she also has a lot of depth to her, and she's funny, kind of sarcastic, kind of moody. I just really like her. I like that she's not just this cute, oh woo, I fell over my feet again character. Like, there's more to her than that, for sure. And I also love Akihito. He's kind of just this like, I don't give a fuck in the beginning, like, leave me alone, like, I just want to be miserable in peace. But then they really bond and get closer. It's so freaking cute. It's just so cute. So cute. It's so cute. Did I mention it was cute? Okay, it's fine. Okay, I think I've gushed about it enough, so we can move on to the next one, which is one that I could fangirl so hard about that I'm actually right now in the midst of making a whole ass video about it. So I'm gonna keep it brief in this one, because you will probably see more on it. Possibly this month, later in the month. Yeah, it's happening. I'm so excited. We're fangirling part 2, hardcore. And that would be Gintama. I stinking love Gintama so much. And credit where credit is due. I discovered this because of a YouTuber. I don't think he does YouTube anymore, but his handle, if I can find anything, it was Einstein. And he was from Japan. He was Japanese. And he just did silly, goofy content, and I liked his energy. But he mentioned a few times really, really loving Gintama. And I think he liked the manga more. But sadly, as I'll get into in this deep dive, there's really not good access to read the manga here in the States. So I consumed the anime, and while it is quite long, I really fell in love with it, and I fell hard. It's great. I mean, it's fine. We don't have to talk about it because I'm going to go into deep diving about it soon. So anyway, the summary of Gintama is that the samurai didn't stand a chance in this alternate history of Edo, Japan. First, the aliens invade Japan. Next, they took all the jobs, and then they confiscated everyone's swords. So what does a hot-headed former samurai like Gintoki Gin Sakata do to make ends meet? Take any odd job that comes his way, even if it means losing his dignity. Joined by Kagura and Shinpachi, these three make up the odd jobs, or Yorazuya. And although they're a bunch of goofballs, they have hearts of gold and will drop everything to help their neighborhood, protect those weaker than them, and maybe even save their planet from destruction. Oh, it's my favoriteest shonen anime of all time. Favoriteest. I love it so much. I love it to death. I rewatch the Farewell Shinsengumi arc like once a year, maybe once every other year, but still, you get the point. It's a lot. It's excessive. I was doing some research for the video I'm making in the future, my future video, and I couldn't stop watching the episodes when I started. I was like, stop, we're gonna look for this one thing to double check yourself, and now you're just watching. Stop it. So I had to like pull myself away because it's so good. So the series is very comedy heavy, especially in the beginning, but it has great action. Like I said, it has great characters with great like hearts of gold. They are the most silly, goofy characters in the world, but they are shonen protagonists. You know, they will lay down their lives. They will never stop fighting. But they're great. They're like the contrast between their silly, goofy, lazy personas and then their try hard, do the most, protect everyone alternate personality when it comes out. It's great. I love so many of the characters. So many of them. Like I said, I'm not going to talk about it a lot because I have a deep dive coming in now on this anime. But yeah, it's great. I love it. Please let me know if you watch Gintama so we can geek out about it and fangirl boy together in the comments below. And I hope you're excited for that deep dive because I'm putting in a lot of effort. I'm actually making a script, which isn't like what I usually do. I like to just kind of say whatever comes into my stupid head. But I thought for this, I should like organize my thoughts and actually like put some effort into it because I care about Gintama so much and I just want people to watch this damn anime. It's so good. It's so much. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good on Gintama. We're moving on. Go watch it. Anyway, the next one is one that I think almost everyone has heard of and probably seen. It is very well known, and for good reason. It's amazing. It's beautiful. It's my favorite animated movie, and that is Your Name, or Kimi no Na wa. It is stunningly beautiful, the animation. The story is full of that beautiful blend that, are you seeing a trend in the series that I love so much? Beautiful blend of comedic, cute, funny moments and a darker, more serious tonal shift halfway through about that gets us to the crux of the movie, the pivotal, crucial climax of what's going on, and really gives weight to the silly goofiness that had been going on in the beginning. I love that. I love the marriage between. It's perfect. And yeah, so this is an animated movie from director Makoto Shinkai, and it's a beautiful masterpiece about time, the thread of fate, and the hearts of two young souls. It's centered around the day the stars fell. So there is this comet that's falling, and that kind of brings these two strangers together. We have two high schoolers, Mitsuha and Taki, who are complete strangers living separate lives in different, parts of Japan. But one night they suddenly switch places. Mitsuha wakes up in Taki's body and he in hers. The bizarre occurrence continues to happen randomly, and the two must adjust their lives around each other and somehow make it work. So like I said, very silly, goofy premise, body swapping shenanigans, Freaky Friday much. Like, it's just funny and interesting, and seeing how they react to different situations and when they realize what's going on and it's not a dream and it's real and what the heck's happening. And yeah, I love it. I love them. I think their friends are great. Yeah, it's just, family's great, what we meet of them anyway. So when a dazzling comet lights up the night sky, something shifts and they seek each other out, wanting something more, a chance to finally meet. But try as they might, something more daunting than distance prevents them. Is the string of fate between Mitsuha and Taki strong enough to bring them together, or will forces outside their control leave them forever separated? It's got this mystery element at its core, and I'm not going to give it away in the small chance that you have not seen this movie, because you need to go into it blind. It's the best way to watch it. Is just go into it, just turn it on, immerse yourselves in the beauty of the animation. A magnificent score. God damn, I love that score. I listen to it on Spotify. It's so good. Sometimes I run and I'm like, mean girl energy when she does the run. And these wonderful, lovable characters and the drama of this crazy stuff that happens for them. It's so good. Just go watch it. Do yourself a favor and go watch it. And if you have watched it and you love it, leave a comment below. Just say, I love Your Name, best movie, I don't know. Or tell me what your favorite top pick anime movie is. I'd love to hear. I mean, I have a lot that I love, don't get me wrong. Like every Ghibli film, gotta be. Like, I mean, if we picked Your Name would be my number one, and then there'd be like 5 spaces of Ghibli films after that. Like, I love them so much. And then there's like some others, like The Girl Who Leapt Through Time, that I really love. Another like time bendy one. I love them. I love time shenanigans. But yeah, there's a lot of other ones I like, not coming to my brain right now, but like, yeah. Let me know which one is your favorite in the comments below. If it's not Your Name, it's totally okay. I haven't watched his latest, Makoto Shinkai's latest animated movie that came out, Suzume, I think is what it's called. I need to watch that. Anyway, I think that movie is really great, and his animation is really amazing. So any movie you watch by him, you'll probably be amazed by, but that's my personal favorite anyway. Moving on to our second to last fave series, we have D-Gray-man. So I was talking to somebody on Instagram. They left Instagram, but we were talking and he mentioned D-Gray-man, and I was like, I've never read that. It's like, oh, you totally should. And I just so happened to find like a lot on eBay that was like literally volumes like 1 to, I don't remember how many at the time. It had to be like 17 or 18 at least, like a good chunk of it for really cheap. And I was just like, I guess we're going for it. I get easily influenced by others if you hadn't noticed, but yeah, I'm so glad I was, because I ordered it, I started reading it, I fell immediately in love with it. It just, yeah, it has amazing characters. I love good characters in my series, but I also love an engaging plot, and this totally gives me the action, the mystery, and just the adventure of it all. And yeah, it's so good. So anyway, this is a series that is set in a fictional 19th century England. D-Gray-man is the story of Alan Walker, a 15-year-old boy who roams the earth in search of innocence. Washed away to unknown parts of the world after the Great Flood, innocence is a mysterious substance used to create weapons that obliterate demons known as Akuma. A born exorcist, Walker's primary anti-Akuma weapon is the cross that's embossed on his red disfigured, left hand. Grab the wrong hand. Oh my god. Which contains innocence that we talked about that you need to destroy the Akuma. But not only does Walker destroy Akuma, he sees the Akuma hiding inside a person's soul. Together with his fellow exorcists fighting under the command of the Black Order, Walker leads the battle against the Millennium Earl, the evil being out to destroy mankind. So yeah, that's the premise of the story. It just gets so good. Like, this is my favorite ongoing shonen. I can't wait to see how the series like ends. Like, things just seem to get more and more complex and interesting, and yeah, I don't know. It's really good so far. It hasn't ended, so I can't speak to, it's, if, the ending is up to par with the series as a whole, but right now I think it's captivating and so good. Like, it starts at like such a basic shonen level, but it just really, like, I don't know, instead of like, I'm not knocking other shonen, by the way, but instead of like training arcs and tournament arcs, it just kind of throws you right into the action of like real everyday threads and just builds from there. Just a lot going on as it goes. Oh my god, spoiler-free reviews are really hard, when you really try. Anyway, I love all the characters. My personal favorite is Taiki Mick. I like him. I hope I said his name right. I did look it up beforehand. I haven't actually watched the anime, though I'll be using the anime in splices here and there. I think that's an anime I really want to watch this year. I don't know if it's any good. I know there's like a couple seasons though, so that's promising. Let me know if you've watched the D-Gray-man anime. I just absolutely love the manga, but I really hope the anime is good, because yeah, I'd really like to like revisit the series, but I was like, well, I have so much I need to read. Like, I really want to read complete series that I have sitting on my shelf that I haven't finished, I haven't read. So I'm like, I can't reread D-Gray-man. I can't reread something right now. I have too much on my plate, that I'd like to, too much new that I'd like to get through and tackle this year. So, but watching the anime would be at least like revisiting it and the characters, but in a new way. So yeah, I think that's gonna be a goal of mine this year as well. It's my favorite ongoing shonen, like I said, and I think you should check it out because it's just really, really good. We'll move on to my very last entry. And I cheated a bit because the reason I love this one isn't really for the anime. But yeah, I'll still be sharing some of the anime with you because there is an anime, so it kind of counts. But last series that I am such a fangirl for is the Untamed, or otherwise known as the Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation, or the Grandmaster of Diabolism. I cannot say the word diabolism. My tongue, my mouth does not want to. So anyway, those are the two names I'm going with, not the third. So I was introduced to this, its source material is a danmei, which is a BL light novel from China. And I was introduced to it not as the danmei, but as a Netflix live action drama, The Untamed. So honestly, like, I'm the biggest fangirl for The Untamed. that was like my introduction to it. I did really like the anime. I did watch it. And I do really need to read the danmei itself now that it's finished. It was finished last year and I'm like, get on that, but I haven't yet. I know. I'm gonna shoot to read it. I'm gonna shoot to read it this year. I know my cousin will pressure me into reading Heaven Official's Blessing, which I also still need to read, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I can read both, but we'll see what happens this year. But anyway, I just really love the live action that it's like 50, so it's so long. I did not expect to love it this much though. Like, I fell hard for this crazy, interesting world and its characters, and yeah, the Chinese names are a lot and they're kind of hard to remember and pronounce, so do not get mad at me when I inevitably fuck them up just now. So yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So this is a historical fantasy tale of two powerful men who find each other through life and death. My heart. Anyway, we have Wei Wuxian was once one of the most outstanding men of his generation, a talented and clever young cultivator who harnessed martial arts, knowledge, and spirituality into powerful abilities. So that's what cultivating is. It's a big part of it. And it's like, yeah, what they explained. But yeah, you'll see the word cultivating and cultivator a lot throughout the series. But when the horrors of war led him to seek a new power through demonic cultivation, the world's respect for his skills turned to fear, and his eventual death was celebrated throughout the land. My baby. I'm so sorry. I'm like emotional about it. I'm like, he doesn't deserve this. He does not deserve this. We won't get into it. But if you read the series or watch either the anime or the live action adaptation, you will get into this. Years later, he awakens in the body of an aggrieved young man who sacrifices his soul so that Wei Wuxian can exact revenge on his behalf. Mellow cinnamon roll exact revenge. So funny. So funny. Okay, anyway. Though granted a second life, Wei Wuxian is not free from his first, nor the mysteries that appear before him now. Yet, this time, he'll face it all with the righteous and esteemed Lan Wangji. Lan Wangji? Sorry, so sorry. I call him Lan Shan because it's easier to say, but yeah. With the esteemed Lan Wangji at his side, another powerful cultivator whose unwavering dedication and shared memories of their past will help shine a light on the dark truths that surround them. I'm sorry. I can't even read it without getting all like, it's so good. Yeah. I just adore them. They're the cutest little beans. So the show, the series, whichever way you watch it, is a little confusing. It's a little hard. Oh yeah, and there's also a webtoon manhwa on it too, so you can pick up, but it's not finished printing yet, so. But yeah, there's that too. So really, you can experience this story in so many different forms if you wish, in all the forms. But anyway, what was I saying? So the story, no matter which one you go with, will kind of jump around a bit on you. We start in the present, which is where he wakes up in this body of the aggrieved young man who sacrifices his soul for him to enact his revenge. That's where the story starts. And then as you go in the story, you meet some characters that clearly Wei Wuxian has a connection with and is like afraid that they'll recognize him. And so there's past between these characters that are popping up. And then we get a look back into the past and the telling of how Wei Wuxian started as this promising young cultivator and his inevitable downfall into the demonic cultivation and his eventual death. And yeah, so whichever way you go, there will be a big chunk that is dedicated to the past, and you finding out, you know, what happened in the past will change how you view the present. And yeah, it's really good. It's similar in Attack on Titan. There's just you gotta really be paying attention because there's a lot of characters. There's a lot of switching time, going this way and that way, and yeah, back and forth and stuff. I love the Untamed a lot too because there's more of an inclusion of their sister who plays a pivotal role in the end, and yet the anime, like, at least, which I think is truer to the Danmei, but like I said, I need to read the Danmei, but I've started the first volume, but I have not finished the first volume. Anyway, the sister just doesn't seem like to be a part of the anime at all, which I thought was weird because, like, why would I care about things that inevitably come to be when I do not know her very well? I do not see many of their interactions. So I really love the Untamed for fleshing out their personalities and relationships and interactions between them. And I think the actors who portray Wei Wuxian and Lanjan are so good, so stinking good. Like, they got chemistry. They do a really good job. Okay, really good job. And yeah, Wei Wuxian is kind of a pesky, a bit annoying when he's younger. Even in the present, he can be a little annoying to people, but he has like a very like big personality. He's always questioning things. He's always kind of like taking the side road, you know, like he's like, well, if you think that, like, what about this, you know? So he's always kind of a thorn in his brother Jung Chung's side, which I love Jung Chung. My cousin hates him. It's fine. We have different opinions. He's the best character in my opinion, but like, it's fine. Whatever. I'm not salty about the fact that she's like, ew, he's the worst. It's not. He's a complex and interesting character. Can he be the worst? Sure. But is he? No, he's the best. But yeah, Wei Wuxian is very playful. He doesn't take things too seriously or himself too seriously, but he's a very good, capable cultivator. And then we have Lan Wangji, or Lanjan. He's very serious, studious, by the book. And so we have these two very different personalities clashing in the past. And it's so cute to see the juxtaposition of how they acted in the past and how they act in the present, because Wei Wuxian is basically the same, but Lan Wangji has changed so drastically. You're like, is he the same guy? What happened? But you do slowly see what has transpired since that past in the present, and it makes it so good because it's like, oh, I really care about him. He really cares about him, and it's just my heart. Yeah, like, I love Wei Wuxian because he's like a little fluffy bunny rabbit. We'll go with that metaphor since bunnies are a huge part of the series. But Lan Wangji has my heart. Like, he is the rock of this relationship. He has the gold heart of gold, whatever the saying is. And I just, like, I love him. He's, yeah, his snarky little dedicated ass is loyal to a fault. He's great. He's great. It's fine. I'm not gonna gush about him for too much longer, I swear. Yeah, but yeah, let me know which is your favorite pairing. I know I said that in my last Saturday going over the Christmas haul video, but like, still, if you didn't see that, drop it below here or drop it below in both. I don't care. Drop all the MXTX love, all the bestie boys love in the comments. And with that, we are done. That is my 10 series, my absolute like standout series. Are there many honorable mentions? Hell yeah. Like it would take even longer, and this is already such a long video, I apologize. But it would take too long to even mention the honorable mentions. Just know there are a lot. I have a lot of series I love, but these ones just stood out as being just like ones I am so passionate about. If you read them, like I would talk to you about it for hours. If you haven't, I will talk your ear off convincing you to watch or read these, like, which I did in this video, as you can see. But yeah, like I said in the beginning, please do comment below what your absolute faves are. Like, what are the series that you are the most passionate about and fangirl or fanboy forever about? I love sharing our favorites on here, things that I'm passionate about with you all, and hopefully you feel the same way and want to share back with me. I would really appreciate that. So yeah, this has already been a super long ass video. I am so thankful if you watched it all the way through. It means so much to me, and it really helps the algorithm as well. And with that, until next time.